Newsom, the atrocity of a governor for the beautiful state of California, just went off the rails, sharing something very unforgivable about the state of health for President Trump, and more on today's episode of the Adam C. Moreno Show. So subscribe, and let's jump right in. So we got to start here. I think this is so cool. There have been some rumors circulating about a new $1 coin honoring America's 250th birthday featuring President Trump. But guess what? These aren't just rumors, okay? The Treasury Department has confirmed it. Not only did Brandon Beach confirm the drawings, but Secretary Scott Bessent literally reposted it. So this is as good as an endorsement as it is a stamp of approval. I think that is very, very interesting. So Brandon Beach wrote, "No fake news here. These first drafts honoring America's 250th birthday and POTUS are real. Looking forward to sharing more soon once the obstructionist, the shutdown of the United States government is over." So there you go. This is definitely happening, and here are some more renderings. One side will feature President Trump's side profile, while the other will feature President Trump after that torturing day on July 13th with his fist pumped in the air, the American flag right behind him, and the words "fight, fight, fight" right above him. So I gotta ask, do you want to roll this? Because I think this is super cool, and this is obviously just my opinion, but I would be really excited to see this, especially this rendering in gold. I think that is super rad. So please let me know your thoughts on that one. And here is a post from Governor Newsom's press office with a gross statement about President Trump, making an accusation that the president had a stroke. Are you kidding me? I'll just go ahead and read it. He writes, "Has anyone seen Dozy Don since he shut down the government? Our staff posting since the stroke," in quotes. Now, I know a lot of people on the left who reported on this very enthusiastically, claiming that the governor of California is confirming that the president is ill and all that nonsense, and that this is the downfall of President Trump's health. But I just want to know, what the heck happened to our humanity? I just think this is so terrible. When I first learned that President Biden was sick, I didn't celebrate, regardless of how much I disagreed with regardless of how much I disagreed with his administration or his way of governing. And now we're seeing people like Gavin Newsom, the person who's supposed to be one of the top contenders of the Democratic ticket in 2028, stroking this idea, pouring fuel on the fire. And for what? This is just incredibly disturbing, if you were to ask me. And what's more disturbing is that people in this comments were saying, you have a massive fire right now. Even Gavin's supporters are getting sick and tired of his rhetoric. It is ridiculous. So, California, that is your governor. What more could you say? Now, he might not have time to comment on the fires that are breaking out, but you know what he does have time for? Fortnite. I'm not kidding. Here's a quick clip of him playing Fortnite with some YouTuber, just in case you don't believe me. Look at this.
And to have nuance on and to run on policy on, I think it hurts the trans community. And I
think I agree with most of what you said. They're highlighting it, they're running on that, and they're making a policy issue.
Right.
Neither of I'm not running on that. I'm not highlighting that, and I'm not making a policy issue. But on the receiving end of, do you think it's fair? And there have been some high-profile circumstances where, honestly, just being honest, just respectfully, I've struggled with that, and I said as much. But as it relates to being a champion for LGBTQ rights, you are quite literally talking to someone who has more receipts and more,
you're right.
more support
you're totally
for
right.
more policy than I have.
You have
and so
a lot more.
So there you go. That is Governor Gavin Newsom stammering while he's in the middle of playing Fortnite as he's being questioned about a variety of issues. But even Politico describes this interview as awkward and that Newsom was treading lightly here. So I thought this was really, really interesting to see. But that's not all for Gavin, because you know what? My guy cannot catch a break, which is okay, because you're not supposed to catch a break when you're running the world's fourth largest economy that's losing residents, a business, and a basic human decency. You're supposed to be at work, Governor Newsom. But check this out. He also got torched by Steve Hilton, candidate for governor in the beautiful state. He's running on common sense and as a Republican. Look at what he had to say directly to Gavin Newsom.
There's been a lot of disinformation from the Democrats, what we used to call lying, about free healthcare for illegal immigrants in California. So here are the facts. Gavin Newsom said that this would cost $3.1 billion. The actual cost, $9.5 billion. So what did he do? He got $4.8 billion from Medicaid federal funds for emergency services. And then he got another $3.9 billion from this scam called the provider tax. But you know what is worse? Next year, the bill is going to get even higher. This is what Gavin Newsom's illegal healthcare scheme is going to cost Californians next year, $12 billion. That means you'll pay $900 a year for free healthcare for illegal immigrants. Not when I'm governor. We're going to get rid of all of it because it is outrageous and it's not going to happen.
Wow, there you go. Anybody say corrupt? I don't know how more obvious it can be. We see this happening on the national stage as Democrats in DC are fighting for healthcare for all, no matter what. And we're seeing it at the state level as well. So everyone in California who is just sick and tired and ready for a change, Steve Hilton is right here. All right. Is he the answer? You know what? He might be. Okay, because look at this. According to the latest polls, August 2025, Steve Hilton is climbing up the polls slowly but surely. He is only second to Katie Porter, former Democrat representative. So this is very, very interesting to see, although most people are still saying that they are undecided. So hopefully that changes soon. But let me know anything about all this from Steve Hilton, Republican running for governor in the great state of California, as well as Gavin Newsom dropping in on Fortnite while his state burns down, literally. And this idea of him just stroking this idea of President Trump being sick. Like, what is it with so many liberals and progressives who just want to see our leaders sick? That is just, what are we doing here? That's so frustrating to me. But let me know what you think about all this in the comment section. And as always, thank you for tuning in. If you made it this far, please consider liking, subscribing, turn on the bell, and I'll see you next time. Episode's over already? Geez, that was fast. Well, they say beautiful things do not last forever, but feel free to watch and listen to another one of these episodes if you're interested in those conversations as well. Also, this next part is huge. Make sure to obliterate that like and subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never skip a beat. I also have a newsletter where we dive into the news, politics, and ideas that shape our future. If you're interested in signing up, I'd really appreciate that. Anyways, that's the end of this episode. Thank you so much for watching and listening, and I'll see you next time.